So one more thing I want to discuss with you guys is that the cyanobacteria. What is cyanobacteria? Cyanobacteria is basically a bacteria which is also called the blue green algae. Okay, why they are calling blue green algae? Because cyano means blue pigment, so that's why we are calling it the blue green algae. Okay, if we talk about the cyanobacteria, so before it was considered as a algae, and after that this is considered as a cyanobacteria. So this is basically a bacteria. This is basically the most primitive photosynthetic organism on earth. Okay, most of the earth is like having a organism on earth we are having that is a cyanobacteria. If we talk about cyanobacteria, that is unicellular, which means they consist of only one cell. Okay, and they are symbionts, which means that they also get benefit and also give benefit to the organisms. Okay, so if we talk about where they live, so they basically found in colonies too, which means in groups or in solitary too. Okay, which means it's basically found in single area as well as they're basically found in the groups. As well as if we talk about the when the earth was basically suffering the deficiency of the oxygen, okay, at that time cyanobacteria basically utilize the source of light, water and carbon dioxide to produce the oxygen. So they basically produce the oxygen. If we talk about the cyanobacteria, so basically they are arranged in linear row like this. Linear row. Okay, that linear row we are calling as a trichome. We're calling that as a trichome. Okay, as well as this is what? This is basically their body is basically covered by the mucilaginous sheath, which is basically a jelly-like substance which basically protect the cyanobacteria. Okay, as well as they are basically found in the filamentous form. This is the filamentous form. Okay, where the cyanobacteria are in the, you can say that, solitary. If we talk about the cyanobacteria, so this is the mucilaginous sheath and they are found in the colony. So when they are found in a colony, which means in group, there are many trichome, so that we are calling as a cenobium. So they are found in cenobium, and that condition we are calling as a filamentous. So they are basically found in filamentous form and in the colony form, which is the cenobium. Okay, let me tell you one more thing about cyanobacteria, that they are found in the aquatic habitat, okay, as well as in the epiphytic. What is epi? Epi means above and phytic means plant, which means they are present above the plant like this. They are present above the plant. As well, if we talk about cyanobacteria, so cyanobacteria are basically photosynthetic organism. They basically contain the pigment. They basically contain the pigment in thylakoid region. In thylakoid region, and this thylakoid region is basically present in the chromoplasm. What is chromoplasm? For example, this is the cyanobacteria, okay, and these are what? These are the thylakoid, okay, and if we talk about this fluid, so we are calling that as the endoplasm, okay, which is inside the, you can say that, the cyanobacteria we are calling as the endoplasm or centroplasm, which is present in the center. And if we talk about like the thylakoid, we are having this like fluid, so we are calling that as the ectoplasm, which is ecto means outside, endo means inside. So ectoplasm, this is also we are calling as the chromoplasm in cyanobacteria. So the thing I want to tell you guys is that the pigment in cyanobacteria, this is the photosynthetic organism, which means they contain pigments. Though their pigments are basically present in the thylakoid. Okay, which pigment I will be telling you? and but this thylakoid are present in the chromoplasm region, okay, which is outside. So that is the chromoplasm. As well as the pigments I am talking about, so they basically contain the chlorophyll A pigment and carotenoid, which consists of the yellow and these all, okay, and the phycobilin too. What is phycobilin? The phycobilin basically is a pigment which is consist of phycocyanin and phycoerythrosin. What does it mean? Phycocyanin means this is the blue pigment. They consist of blue pigment as well as the red pigment we are calling it the phycoerythrosin. So this is the phycobilin, which is the pigment, as well as they are having the Robisco enzyme for the carbon fixation. This point is very, that is clear. I want to tell you guys is that this mucilaginous sheath. This is jelly like structure that basically protect the cell wall of the cyanobacteria. Okay, so this was about the cyanobacteria and some important points about cyanobacteria. The next video will discuss about the structure and all the systems about the cyanobacteria.